And welcome to Career Moves training on cover letters. This is the first stop if you are wanting to fine tune and learn how to write cover letters in an effective way in today's employment society. You may have heard people tell you that cover letters are not that important these days. Well, I'm here to tell you that they are crucial to landing yourself a job interview and making a mark for being who you are. So today I will be covering 3 reasons why cover letters should most certainly be included and do a brief rundown on how we can learn cover letter training in a really easy and simple way. So hello, my name is Courtney. I am an employment consultant with Career Moves and service leader provider for our employment services in school program. So I would like to begin to let you know that cover letters again are very crucial. The way that we write and style our cover letters may look different according to the industry that you're in, and your personal consultant will be able to guide you and navigate you for what is the best fit for what you are applying for. All right, so number 1, a cover letter is a window into who you are, all right? It really gives you an opportunity to talk about who you are and why that is important for the role that you're applying for. Number 2 is that it makes the recruiter's job a lot easier. They are able to look at your body paragraphs and bullet points to see why you are a good fit for this role and why they should spend time interviewing you and hopefully hiring you. And number 3, a well-written cover letter shows that you put a lot of thought into why you are applying for this role and that you are serious and very interested in your career development. So without further ado, let us have a look as to what is something we should give a lot of attention to in our cover letters and what do we not give a lot of attention to. One thing we don't want to do with our cover letters is make it look like a copy of our CV. That is not going to be very impressive for the person recruiting and shortlisting for your role, all right? It should outline the key points that make you a good fit for that role, and those points should come out of the job ad. All right, it is a selling window to what you can bring to the table for your next employer. So what I'd like to do is share my screen with you and show you an example of what a cover letter could look like for you. So over here, this is what a general cover letter may look like. At the top, we put the date that you wrote it and your address in the corner. We address it to either the hiring manager or the person themselves if you know their name. So if we know that the hiring manager's name is Susan, we will go, "Dear Susan." We always have an introduction tagline, in this case, taking into consideration the desired attributes in your ideal candidate, please see the below. So this is letting the employer know that you've looked at the job ad and you've thought about it and you've taken time to think about why you would be a good fit. These little sections here are what I call a body paragraph. So in the bold, we have the attribute, the quality, or the skill that we've highlighted in the job ad, and then we talk about it further as to why we are a good fit with the skill or attribute or quality for this particular job. We do at least 5 of these points to put a really good picture in, remembering your cover letter should be no longer than 1 page. We always end by letting them know that you are available and when you are available from. That's either an immediate start or from November onwards. So either a date or immediately, and let them know the days or the hours you're able to work. So if it is a role that requires shift work, you want to let them know that you are able to do shift work as required. And if it's a job that requires you to work Monday to Saturday, you want to let them know that you can work Monday to Saturday. We also want to add your best form of contact, whether that may be your email or directly on your mobile. Let's invite the interviewer to contact you for that interview. So it's a little bit of an invite for them to contact you at the end. We're then going to sign off with your name and your contact number. So over here, this is our snap view shot of what a cover letter will look like once we are done. So let's find out a little bit more about how do we pick these body paragraphs. Well, let's have a look. So when it comes to our cover letters, as I mentioned before, we are going to look at the job ad itself. And I find the easiest way is for us to highlight what they are looking for. Here is an example for a KFC ad. It may not be the industry that you're looking at, but it's a good example to teach you how to write a cover letter across your industries. So first we want to read the whole ad. I won't do that with you now, but we'll start by having a look at what will you be doing, because that will give us a good idea as to what skills we might want to talk about to show the employer that we are able to do this job. So for our customer champions, you'll be providing great service to Kiwis every day, preparing and serving delicious KFC meals, working as part of a team to keep your store clean and tidy. Now, if you remember me saying highlighting, this is the time. So we want to highlight customer champions will be providing great service, because that makes me think of customer service. The next one is preparing and serving meals. You'll be working in the kitchen. So you might want to think a little bit about health and safety, working in a team, product lines, along those lines. And again, it says clean and tidy. So talking about being hygiene conscious, being aware of keeping your work area clean is already going to be a good option. So what we do is we go through the whole job ad and we highlight to give us a really good idea of what we can write about. All right. So that's a quick example to show you what we're doing. And from this, we realize that two of the points that we could talk about in our cover letter is customer service skills and hygiene consciousness or hygiene knowledge. It could even be health and safety knowledge. And we will define in the cover letter body paragraph what we mean exactly. So let's hop across and get a further in-depth view, all right? Because we've already had a look at an example cover letter, we've already had a look at a job advert, and now we are going to look at skills and attributes and then how we lay this out. So bringing us into our skills and attributes, you will be provided with this sheet and you can request a copy if you feel that this would assist you. But an attribute is a quality or a feature that could be a characteristic of someone or something. Some examples of an attribute would be adaptable. You're able to adapt from one situation to another. Could be accountable, taking responsibility for your actions and being accountable for the outcome. It could be authentic, being yourself. It could be open-minded, that you are open to other points of view without judging them. You could be caring, you could be forgiving, you could be humble. So an attribute is a great quality, and I would most certainly suggest talking with your consultant about the definitions of each of these words, as they will truly assist you when identifying some attributes in a job ad. A skill is the ability to do something well. So a skill may be your positive attitude, being calm and cheerful even if things go wrong. It could be that you have good communication skills. You can listen and say information clearly when you speak or when you write. It could even be that you're willing to learn. You are willing to learn new things or even a new way of doing something you already know. And one of my personal favorite skills is self-management, having the ability to manage yourself and what you need to do without another person to tell you to do so. And I think that's a skill that we learn again and again, and we evolve and get better at it as we get older. So here are some attributes and skills that we can look for when highlighting on the job ad. If we move our way down, this will give us that breakdown on how we talk and find the information. So when we go to write the cover letter, we have all the information we need to simply make the words sound good. So we're going to read over the job ad and find out what the business is looking for in their next employee. And we're going to highlight these to make it easier. We are then going to make a note of each thing that you are able to talk about. These are the attributes and skills that you found in the job ad. So if they talk about needing good time management skills, so you always arrive on time, you want to be confident that you have time management skills. So when you talk about it, you can be confident about it. If you are not confident in writing about it, my suggestion is to not write about it, because we want to make sure that we are telling the employer true facts about you according to the role you're applying for. We want to write a body paragraph for each of these attributes, the skill that the job advertised that they require. And we want at least 5 of these. So I want to take us back really quickly to our general cover letter to show you what these are. So over here, highlighted, this is a body paragraph. Time management is the skill or the attribute, and this is the body paragraph that we wrote about time management. So it would sound like, time management. I have great time management skills. I'm known to always arrive on time, 10 minutes early to all of my appointments. I am able to prioritize tasks as I feel that I'm able to organize my tasks appropriately throughout my day. That gives you a very good snapshot as to what that person knows and thinks time management is. And that is a great way to prove to an employer that you've thought about it, you know what you're talking about, and you're able to back it up. To add this cover letter to make it even better, I would add an example of where you've shown good time management skills in your past employment. If you've had no past work experience, then you want to think about the times in your personal life that you've been required to show up on time and how we could talk about that relevant to the role. So let's dig a little deeper. Let's look at some self-help questions so we can get the information for the body paragraph. For this example, we'll think of a car grooming role where we clean cars, take care of the interior and exterior. Question number 1 is, why do you think you have that skill? What do you think that you have what they need? For example, the time management skill. Why do you think you have good time management? All right. The next question is, what example can we use to prove that you have what they need? Exactly what I said previously. What example can we talk about, whether it's past work experience or a personal experience that relates to time management, that would be helpful to know for this role? And number 3, mention why you think that it's needed for the business and company that you're applying for and that role. So for example, why do you think time management would be good for a car grooming role? So we have question 1 to 3 at the top, and here are some points in orange that will be answering these questions. So we want to think about the wording and the examples we give to make sure that it relates to the role. So I might sound like a broken record, but it's very important that your cover letter relates to the role that you are applying for. So question 1, why do you think you have good time management skills? An example is, I always arrive to work on time. That proves that you have good time management skills. Great, we'll take a note of that. Next up is question 2. What example can we use to prove that we're good at time management skills? Well, when working for Jets, an example company, I opened the shop each morning at 5 a.m. as part of my role. That is an example that you may use if you have past experience that matches to prove why you have good time management skills. And question 3, why is it important for this job? Well, I have the ability to do my duties in a timely manner to achieve the desired KPIs or outcomes. So KPI is your key performance indicators. These let you know that you're doing your job well and how well. It also helps you know if you're meeting your targets or your outcomes. This is the way that your boss keeps track of how well you're doing in the role. So a KPI for a car grooming role may be that you groom 5 cars every day. So your KPIs for a 5-day working week is 5 times 5. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 cars a week. All right. So when we read our cover letter, we are going to add question 1, 2, 3's answers all together to sound beautiful. So your body paragraph may sound like time management. I always arrive to work on time, if not early. When working for XXX company, I open the shop each morning at 5 a.m. as part of my role. I have the ability to do my duties in a timely manner to achieve the desired outcomes. That is a very beautiful body paragraph for time management. Yours is going to sound very different to that because you have different experiences to talk about. But a great way to find out what can we say is by asking those 3 questions to ourselves and discussing it with our employment consultant. So let's have another example look. So for example, let's say we have a job ad. So let's pretend for this example, the role we're applying for is in event management. And the job advert mentions that the company requirements are, so this is what the job ad says, basically. It says that you must have a full driver's license. Meeting with clients as scheduled. Organizational skills are a must as you will be in a fast-paced environment, and you need to be able to work well in a tight-knit team and be customer-focused needs to come natural to you. So that might be the wording in the job ad. So we realize very quickly, oh, okay, we're scheduling clients, we need to be organized, it's a fast-paced environment, and we need to be focused. So time management skills is a really good attribute, or in this case, skill, to talk about for this role. It will show the recruiter that you have the skills to schedule appointments, keep organized, and work in a fast-paced environment. So my answer for this question would sound along the lines of, I'm known to always arrive early to my appointments as I enjoy being on time. I am able to meet scheduled deadlines as I have past experience of this while working for Career Moves in their employment consultant role. I am able to prioritize my tasks easily throughout the day, and I enjoy working in a fast-paced environment. So if a recruiter had to read that, I've already mentioned like 2 or 3 things in this body paragraph that sounds very similar to the job ad. This makes me sound and already look qualified for the role. There are exercises that you can do with your consultant, such as board work, to identify this in a more visual aspect. So make sure to talk to them about how you can accomplish that. Cover letters don't have to be scary. Once you've written 5 or 6 well-written cover letters, you're usually able to adapt them for a multitude of roles. If you are struggling to write a cover letter, that's no problem. We'll be able to help you write a general cover letter that will show your skills and your attributes to your next potential employer. Sometimes, if our interviews aren't coming as quickly as we would like them, it might be a good idea to review your cover letter style and try a new way of writing cover letters. There are a multitude of ways, and you can trust that your consultant will be able to guide you to the most recent and the most effective way for you and the role that you are applying for. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to ask us so we can show you more in-depth and person-to-person. So I hope that you have enjoyed and been able to gain some further knowledge from this quick video training, but know that true confidence comes with time, effort, and practice. You have a beautiful day, and I'll catch you next time on our Career Moves training. Goodbye.